Sweet tea, have fun.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year. Oh, sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back to Liquidation Motivation is our channel, our YouTube channel. We're live today on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the above, broadcasting on 8 different channels. So if you have any questions, comments, put them down below in the comment section. I'm here today with Esteban and Paul answering all your questions. Our channel is about eBay, Amazon, buying and selling pallets, buying and selling truckloads, bin stores, which is my favorite liquidation store. We have the world's largest consignment shops, but most of all, building wealth, taking your excess money, put it into an appreciating asset and becoming rich. And being rich is a journey. I believe it's a 20-year journey, and you need to start that journey today. The minute you start that journey, you're going to get there. And you know, I'm so envious. I was thinking today, I'm so envious of these young guys like Damien and Colton, right? They're like 25 years old getting into this business. And, you know, they're so young. They have such a great path ahead of them that they're going to be there, man. They're going to be there 10, 15 years before I got there. So I'm very excited about the young guns. You know, I want everybody to know this. So I turned 50 this year because I always do that in my mind, like Gary V, right? I don't know. I think Gary V's like 47 and he's worth like, I don't even know what, $100 million. Or Grant Cardone is 55. You know, always when I watch these guys, I'm like, you know, I got 5 years to get to his level, right? Because he's 5 years older than me. So I'm 50 and, you know, my wealth has grown a lot in the last year because of selling assets, selling some restaurants, you know, building wealth, opening my new stores. And, you know, I could be 1 year away from trading this all in and going to do a passion project. So at the age of 51, I might be able to just quit all the things I do in my life and go do a passion project. And my passion project is to make sure that nobody in the world sleeps on a dirt floor. And that I believe that the crypto world is so generous that we can bring so many people out of wealth because our wealth is growing at such a fast rate. And so that would be my project that I would want to go work on. But everybody can get there. Everybody needs to get on the journey, start the journey, you know, and then 20 years, you can stop and do your own passion project. But, you know, in the meantime, you shouldn't be trading your time for money. You should be trying to build wealth, trying to invest in appreciating assets, finding real estate, finding precious art, comic book, NFTs. I don't know. I mean, I own some NFTs right now, which I never thought I'd own, only because I'm in a relationship with a business partner, with a tech guy, and he keeps buying them, and you know, I'm just okay, whatever. You know, I'm leaving it up to him to buy them, and he's spending money on NFTs. But I just, you know, for the most part, I don't get these like cartoon NFTs that are selling for $1 million. I don't think in the future I mean, I don't know, maybe, who knows what, right? I understand NFTs because I think there's a huge value to NFTs. Like music will be an NFT in the future. You know, baseball cards will be an NFT. Your license, your license, you shouldn't have to carry a license anymore. Why can't I just show you my license on my phone? That's not my phone. This is my phone, right? Cop pulls you over. I need your license right here. Need your registration right here. You know, everything will be an NFT in the future, stored on your wallet. And I just actually got one. Somebody sent me one the other day, but it's like a secured wallet on your phone that you hold all your documents in. So anytime you need your passport, boom, you know, everything's a secure document file. And I really like that. And those are all NFTs. So, all right, I don't want to get off the topic here, but yeah, if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. You're going to start off today, Esteban?
Yeah, I wanted to announce to everyone that liquidationmotivation.net is now available for everyone to go on and take a look at. I know that everyone has asked for the standard operating procedures for each the liquidation store, bin stores, and online sales. And it's not quite ready just yet, but in a few days it will be. But please feel free to visit liquidationmotivation.net. And I wanted to start with one of the pages that I created on there, and it had to do with sourcing. And I wanted to share with the audience, and I wanted to ask you guys a question, and we can each, along with the audience, share our experiences when it comes to each type of sourcing places or places to source. And let's start with home. do you guys have any stories about finding something at home and saying, you know what, I don't need this anymore. Let me sell it on Amazon or wherever, you know? Do you have any stories?
Yeah, I think that's the number one recommendation that most influencers say to get involved in the business of eBay and Amazon is to just start off with what you have in your house. I think some people are saying everybody has $10,000 worth of excess stuff in their house. They just don't need, they just don't use, like I know, like my brother, he's in the trade business. So he'll buy a tool, use it for one job, and then put it on a shelf. So I mean, he literally has, and I'm not joking, thousands of tools. Wow. That that he might have used for one job. Maybe this is a corner biscuit cutter. I don't even know. I'm not a tool guy.
A biscuit cutter, nice.
I'm not a fix-it guy. But guys like that, have stuff all over the place. That one of the things the other day, my wife, who's an avid shopper. I hope she's not watching this, but she's an avid shopper. She's a spender. She has a closet full of clothing. Like she wouldn't have to change her clothes, or she wouldn't have to wash a thing for probably a year if she wanted to. But you get in the habits of wearing the same stuff over and over again, right? She wouldn't have to. And so nowhere. yeah, exactly. I gotta go shopping.
300,000.
So she went through her closet and took out like 5 bags of clothes of stuff she doesn't wear anymore. And all I can think of is how much value. Well, first of all, how much she paid for them, but how much value is in those clothing. I mean, we all know that. The $60 shirt at Macy's might be $30 at TJ Maxx, but it's still $20 on eBay, right? If it's in good condition. That's correct. And sitting there with thousands of dollars. She went to Plato's Closet to sell them.
Yes.
Out of 5 bags, they took like 4 items.
That's weird.
I know. It's like, and it's and my wife doesn't. Yeah. My wife only shops name brand, which I'm trying to break her on. I buy name brand, but I buy it at the Salvation Army, right?
But she had the right set of mind, right? She went to Plato's Closet to get rid of it, to make some extra money.
Right.
And that's a good start. I know that I used to do that as well, and I used to, like, things that didn't sell in my store, I'll bring in Plato's Closet, see if they would want it. But for the most part, they are seasonal, so they will only pick up things that are on that season. So be mindful of that if you do decide to go to Plato's Closet. Once Upon a Child, and Play It Again Sports.
Yeah.
So these are places that you can sell your items at, but be mindful that there's seasons for everything.
Yeah. I think the problem was my wife's a businesswoman. She has a full. My wife is my rock, right? My wife has worked, had insurance, and a job forever. For as long as I met her, as long as I known her. So because she had all that stuff, I could go out and be the entrepreneur that I am. And for the longest time, my wife made a lot more money than I did, and I was kind of riding her coattails, and the roles have switched now, but, I couldn't get to that level without her being who she is, So she's a businesswoman. Most of the clothes are business. Plato's Closet is more for trendy teenager kind of clothes. So it really didn't fit that. But, I was hoping there might, I know where I'm from up north, there was a business store kind of like Plato's Closet for business class women. I forget what they call it. If anybody remembers what they call it, put it down in the comments below. But I any business in the resale business, I just love it. So Plato's Closet, I forget the name of the head of Winmark owns Plato's Closet. So Winmark Corporation, I think, is out of like Chicago. So they own Plato's Closet. Once Upon a Child, Music Go Round, Play It Again Sports, and there might be one more. I can't remember the other one. But they grew. They were really popular in the 90s. They grew to thousands and thousands and thousands of store. And their only concept is to buy and sell new and used items. So it's a great concept, and that's exactly what gave me my inspiration to open the world's largest liquidation store. So.
Let me share my story of where I got my start. It had to do with I started a business offering airbrush tattoos at a flea market. That didn't go so well, so I sold my airbrush tattoos and I ended up selling on eBay with that first initial investment. And I got like $150, and I turned it into whatever I have now. This reoccurring income.
Paul, do you sell on eBay?
I did, yes. I did until I think eBay needed a larger quantity. Just when I was selling individual items like a DVD, Like before, I used to sell DVDs all the time. They used to be worth a lot of value until Hulu, Netflix, Vudu, digital copies, DVDs became more obsolete and can't get the value. I think my problem is I hold on to items way too long. Like I was manager at a movie gallery at one point, and people would come in and buy porn, like $10 a pop. And then when they went out of business, I bought all the porn. It was like 30 cents, brand new. I'm gonna make a freaking killing. Held on it too long. Now everything's online.
Yeah.
Can't make nothing. That is my problem. I hold on too long, thinking that later on it's gonna be value, but I hold on to the wrong stuff.
Paul was holding on to the porn too long. I wonder why. But no, I get it.
All brand new, and
that goes to the whole digitization of the world, right? If you don't think the world is being digitized, what was the TV program we watched the other day? Stan, you remember what it was called? There's a new TV show. It's like a sing-along show. It's like Esteban's a great singer. If anybody doesn't know that, we have a video where he sings La Bamba. Yeah. And so it's a show where the person is an avatar. It's a singing show with avatars.
Really?
I mean, like, so now, what is the singing show out right now? Like
American Idol.
American Idol. It's going digital, man. So the real person is in a suit. So now, but you could, this is my whole thing about the metaverse and the thing of the future is that you're going to be able to look, sound, and be anything you want in the future, right? So you can be out of shape, so charisma. Alter Ego is a TV show. Charisma is going to be the most valuable asset in the future, right? Because vanity is going to go away, right? Because you're not going to be me. It doesn't matter if I'm overweight, if I'm 82, if I got a boil on my nose. My avatar is going to be what everybody sees, and my charisma is which is going to spark my popularity.
Did you watch the Gamer movie yet?
I didn't watch Gamer.
It's very similar to that.
It's similar. Then I definitely have to watch it. I have to watch it.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
You're an avatar, like it's an hologram, it's an actual hologram.
Wow.
All right, so we got some questions here. Cody said, "How did the load yesterday look, Tom?"
Ashley.
Okay, so I did. I'm assuming,
you went to. That's right.
You put Cody which load. So I did. Let me bring everybody up to date on that. I did go somewhere yesterday to visit a seller of truckloads. This person doesn't want me to mention who they are on my Facebook group or in the live chats because they and it's a real. I understand it because they don't want to deal with an influx of people, right? And so you got to remember this as a new pallet seller, a new truckload buyer, that these big guys don't want to talk to you, right? They don't want to talk to you because they don't want to explain the business to you. They don't want to sell you a truck and you're going to complain that one pallet, was missing 6 items. They don't want to do that. They want to have seasoned buyers that understand, they know you got to make money and they know they want you on a regular. So they'll give you a better deal if you're a regular buyer and they just don't want to deal with everything else. So what I'm hoping is I ordered a bunch of loads from them yesterday and they'll be coming in soon. And if it works for me, then I'm going to try to buy out their whole line. And if I can buy out their whole line, hopefully, I'm trying to figure out a way that we can offer them to other people without me brokering them, because I don't want to broker anything. I'm not in the brokerage business. So, and this is really where the whole bin store co-op group comes together, is that if I can find loads, that we can offer to the group where there's zero brokerage fee, it's a benefit to everybody in the group, right? But the problem is that I would have to pay somebody to manage that, to set up the shipping and all that kind of stuff. And so there would have to be some sort of small fee in order to make that work. So I'm trying to run that through my head. If anybody has any ideas, feel free to reach out to me. But, if I can lock down this inventory, it's only going to be good for people in the Southeast. But they have warehouses in Florida and in Georgia, and they have a lot of great product. But remember, you just can't knock on their door and get in there. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to new people. So that's why us forming a group together, would really benefit everybody here in the group. And, that's where I see the direction going. Right now, really, Bin Store Co-op is just to offer advice, but that's where I see it evolving into, is hopefully we can get everybody together. We can get rid of, remember, if you look in Bin Store Co-op, there's a broker that tried to rebroker a load from Excess Limited and added $6,000 onto that. $6,000 onto the load. So you know, the benefit of us coming together, let's say to join Bin Store Co-op in the future, it's $1,000 annual fee. But with that $1,000 annual fee, there's zero commission, zero brokerages, right? So if you order 10 loads, that means you're costing you $100 a load, and there's not going to be any additional upcharge on that. So that's where I see it going. That's where I'm kind of working to. But I'd have to hire additional staff in order to manage that. But you know, we'll see if that works out. So they have smalls, mediums, and larges. I'm very excited. I ordered all of them. You know, they have some other stuff. I saw shoe loads. I saw clothing loads. I was very excited. I've done a lot of business with this person in the past, but they slowed down during Corona, like everybody did. But now they're back up running 100%, and they're looking for a seasoned buyers. So I'm very excited. Tom, have you tried Vendu to post for sale items on multiple platforms at once? That's you, Esteban.
Well, when it comes to, I haven't tried Vendu. Never even heard of it, Vendu. But what we do is we just have VAs log into different accounts, and we use a software called List Perfectly, and it allows them to take items that we have listed on eBay and cross-post them onto other platforms like Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Mercari, and quite a few others. I'll take a look at Vendu. I'll see if that's something for us as well. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, those softwares are very valuable. But I mean, so what we like about InkFrog, right? InkFrog doesn't list on other. It really just manages your listings, right?
Well, InkFrog allows us to cross-list on Shopify and eBay and Amazon, but it would be if you have your own merchandise, if it's on Amazon. So I wouldn't use InkFrog for other platforms such as the ones I mentioned, like Facebook Marketplace. I would use List Perfectly for that.
So should we have all of our eBay listings on a Shopify store?
We could do that with the click of a button. We can do that, and that is the reason why we're working on creating a better website for Resale America.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Because then I think the only fees you pay with Shopify is the credit card process. I mean, you pay your monthly fees, and then there's a 3% credit card processing fee.
I think it's $30 a month, and then
Yeah. So everybody knows with eBay, you lose approximately 13%, right, after the fees, their commissions. So it's certainly if we could have, and that probably should be a priority for us, is getting that shop. I know you're a busy man. I know there's a lot on your plate because we're trying to do a lot more things here at Resale America, including building our media company, because our media company promotes all of everything that we're doing. But if we have that way, if we can sell something on eBay, then redirect them to our Shopify channel so that we can save the 10%, that can go a long way. And any way that you can make additional sales is valuable to a company. So certainly we should look at that. Ethereum, Justin, my man, talking about crypto. Ethereum has been down a little bit. How worried are you getting? I'm not worried at all, Justin. Okay, I believe my premise is that Bitcoin will be the money of the real world, and Ethereum will be the money of the metaverse. If you look at the progress that Bitcoin's making, El Salvador just made it one of its national currencies. Ukraine just made it legal in Ukraine. There's about 7 other countries right now talking about making Bitcoin a currency. And there's the IMF is fighting it. America is talking about regulating it. China has banned it. Why are all these big organizations trying to disrupt crypto? Because they know it's gonna change the whole monetary system of the world. It's without a doubt changing the monetary system. It's growing on average 200% a year. It's not going to slow down. 200 million people are involved in crypto right now. It's just at its beginning. So it has the potential to go up 300x from here. Would be all of money. 300x. Let's say it only goes up 100x. That puts Ethereum at $350,000. I do believe it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime, but I do. But the rate of growth in technology
for sure
is exponential. So it could happen in 2 years.
I don't remember the last time I sent out a check or paid a bill. Everything's online. Mortgage, everything, phone. car.
The whole world is going digital. So as far as
Everything.
Ethereum goes,
Right.
so I started buying Ethereum in August of 2018, I think in December, and you guys can look this up. December 2018, it was at like $78. I put $1,000 in, and I bought it at $78. So that $1,000 now is worth what, $40,000 or $50,000. So it's been a life-changing investment for me, and I think we're still at the beginning. We're still at the beginning. Ethereum, if you look at NFTs, if you look at decentralized finance, if you look at most of the metaverses, if you look at all this stuff, it's all ran on Ethereum. So Ethereum is already bigger than Bitcoin in a lot of ways. Everybody talks about the market cap, but Ethereum does more transactions.
Yeah.
It does more transaction value. It has more users.
A lot of things going on in that.
So much stuff going on with it. And I do believe that Ethereum is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. And so I haven't done it yet, but I'm contemplating selling all my Bitcoin and putting everything into Ethereum. But I haven't done it yet.
You feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay. I know our viewers go down whenever we talk about crypto, but listen, please. If you guys respect me at all, you need to get involved in this space. You need to start thinking about this space, thinking about that everything's digital, everything's going digital in the world, and money is the last thing. And why is it the last thing? Because all the rich people, all the hedge funds, everybody on Wall Street, all these big wigs, they profit. They profit from the way money is made. So money is printed, right? And people with appreciating assets, values go up. The bottom 50% of the country goes down. Wages have gone up 0 in 20 years. If you look at the real rate of return of wages, it's gone up 0 in 20 years. But yet the wealth of the top 10% has gone up 1,000% in 20 years. So who is getting screwed in this? The bottom 50%. If you're part of that 50%, you're in a losing battle. And the only way to get out of that losing battle is to be in appreciating assets. And my favorite is crypto. Okay. Alexandru, welcome back. Good morning. What is the perfect size for a bin store? What is the right price per square foot for a bin store? So my 2 bin stores are $3 a square foot. One's $3, one's $3.50 a square foot. Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
Good morning.
And do you need to talk to us? We're live right now.
I do when you talk.
You want to do it over there? So $3 or $3.50 a square foot. I'm contemplating opening up another chain of bin stores up in New York with my brother. And, so I started looking today at real estate up there. I see I can find some stuff for about $5 a square foot. Remember, there's a difference between gross and triple net leases, okay? A gross lease means you're paying $5 a square foot for the whole place. A triple net means you're paying $5 a square foot plus your percentage of the insurance, plus your percentage of the property taxes, plus your percentage of the CAM, which is common area maintenance. That's cleaning up the parking lot. Up north, it's going to be snow removal. You got to pay your percentage of that. So you got to know if you're getting a gross or a net lease, because even if you're paying $5 on a net lease, it's probably about $8 a square foot when you add in all the extra expenses. But that's my sweet spot. I'm looking around in Florida. I found 2 or 3 places that I'm going to call and, see if I can, get more places down here. I'm looking up in New York right now, trying to get some places up there, but I love the bin store concept. And as far as square footage, in my mind, it's 5,000. Well, it's 5,000 if you have storage. If you don't have storage, you might want to get 7,000 or 8,000 so you have some extra storage. Or if you have 5,000, maybe you can park a tractor trailer in the back, and then you can load them on a tractor trailer. I know you can rent tractor trailer, just the beds, for like $100 a month, and you can load them up. I'm coming right now. I'm coming. You load them up, and then that can be your storage. But you got to have storage. Because you want to be ahead of your inventory, so you want to be 1 or 2 trucks ahead of your inventory. I'm going to step out for a second. I'll be right back. You guys got this. I'll be right back.
We're going to take over. Paul and I are going to take over. All right. I got a question for you.
Yes.
It has to do with sourcing, okay, because I want to talk about that today. Have you ever dumpster dived?
Most definite.
Yes?
I have, yes. Especially with developments and so forth, like to drive around, people throw away furniture, and take the furniture, reflip it, put it on Facebook Marketplace.
You've done that?
Most definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I see no wrong with getting your hands dirty. That's how you have to get your hands dirty to appreciate what you have.
Or you can wear gloves.
Or you can wear gloves. Yeah. I'm just saying that.
I'm gonna share a story with you. So where I live, we have a giant dumpster where we take out the trash, and inside it, I found this yellow box that had a bunch of electronic components, and I was like, this looks like it's valuable. So I sell that on eBay for $100. That was a cool find. And it's every once in a while I'll find furniture and I'll what do you call it? Disinfect it and clean it out, and then I'll use it. I don't care.
Yeah. I never made a huge profit with selling on eBay. I'm not despising it. I'm just saying, like, my shipping costs were always astronomical when it was a bigger item.
True.
So I sold like a sewing machine. It was like a brother's sewing machine. I think we sold it for $600. Then we paid like $80 to ship it. So when it shipped correctly, then the fees and then the transfer fees. And
that's true.
so I mean,
we always
there's nothing wrong with eBay.
We always have to take that into account when it comes to pricing.
The fees. I think the coolest thing I found at a yard sale, this lady's grandfather was in World War II. Of course, World War II between 39 and 45. And he had this book of all postcards, and they were filled out and so forth, and it had all Adolf Hitler in it.
Whoa.
And some of their postcards had like children sitting on his lap and so forth, and which is really unorthodox because Adolf Hitler is, of course, a germaphobe. And so I think that's going to be some value at one point. I
know that eBay refuses to sell like Nazi anything, so that's going to be one of those things you're going to have to sell like off the platform.
Yeah, that's one of my. I tell them I hold stuff too long before I release to sell to make some money. But
have you ever dumpster dived?
Yeah. So my favorite story is when I was a kid, and people give me a little bit of a hard time about this, but. So me and my little brother, it was probably more my little brother, but I was kind of following him. So we grew up in a military family, right? So we're in Germany, and so it was the dumpsters. When you live in a military family, they're transient, right? They're always moving out, especially the soldiers. Like they have the barracks where the single soldiers live. We used to go in their dumpsters all the time because they would like get PCS back to the States, and they'd throw all their stuff. We'd find like comic books and. We'd find so much stuff in the garbage for the soldiers. But so one time we jumped in the dumpster and we found Girl Scout calendars, right, that were about to expire. Like, so it was like, let's say it was November and it's for that year. Wow. So we found like 300 of them. So me and my little brother went door to door selling these calendars for $1 a piece. Nice. And we were like 8 and 9 years old, and we sold all 300 of them for $1 a piece, man, out of the dumpster, right? Awesome. I don't know if they thought we were with the Girl Scouts or what, but, I don't know if that was shicey, but at the time, it seemed like the good thing to do. We made a killing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's YouTube channels out there that people that dumpster dive. I don't have any problem with that. No.
I hear stories like of Scavenger Life. I know that they're not doing any podcasts anymore, but Scavenger Life, what they would do is they would go up to New York on vacation, and then they would walk around during trash day, because they were near, I think, Syracuse University or one of the NYC, one of those universities, and they would just send the stuff back home in a UPS box or something. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I
think the perfect day for dumpster diving, not to choose dates and do it daily. I'm just saying, like, right after Christmas, everybody buy their brand new stuff. Like, we don't want this, and throw away TVs and electronics. Yeah. So
my favorite thing is vacuum cleaners, right? People think like somebody will get a vacuum cleaner and they'll get clogged and they'll throw it away like it's a perishable item. I'm like,
picked up several.
Like I don't know how many you see that you just clean up, or maybe the belt breaks, right? And the belt is like $3, right? So I love pulling vacuum cleaners out of the trash, especially now that you got Dysons. Yeah. People throw away a Dyson because it's plugged. I'm like, how much money does this guy got, right? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So do I want to go in something filled with food and stuff like that? Nasty? No. But I could give two craps if I have to jump into a dumpster and pull something of value out. I think it's a good lesson to even my kids, right? That to show them the value of stuff so they understand. I've always been on this side of the fence, right? Where if I need clothes, I'll go to the Salvation Army. If I need a baseball glove, I'll go first to the Salvation Army and Goodwill just in case. If I need furniture, I'm definitely going to the biggest Salvation Army that has furniture, because I always find nice furniture there. I've always been on that side. But there's people that are on the other side that just don't want the bother, or maybe they just got too much money, or maybe they're spend all their money and they're broke, but they go to the Raymore and Flanagan, they go to the big furniture stores.
I go straight to Resell America.
But I just never been on that site, so I never understood the people that shop retail, because I've been always a bargain shopper.
Now, icky, that's all.
The downside is, Some people like my wife. Like if we go, I go to every thrift store and none of them bother me. But if there's a dirty thrift store, she won't want to go in. She'll go to a clean thrift store, but she won't go to a dirty thrift store. I love dirty thrift stores. Yeah, I think that because I want people not to go in there, right? Because then I'm going to get a chance at more bargains. What was I had a point?
Right.
So no, so I've always been on that side of the aisle looking for bargains. I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but it's good. It's good. So, what was your original question? Dumpster diving. Yeah,
dumpster diving. Well, yeah, we do have to be mindful of the laws in your area, though, in regards to dumpster diving, because some areas there's laws against it. What about donations? Like, if you were brand new to reselling, I would go on and just ask friends and family and just ask them, hey, do you have anything that you want to donate? And instead of bringing it to the Salvation Army, I'm up front and I'll say, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell it on eBay, but is there a charity of your choice that you would like us to put a portion of the proceeds towards? And within eBay, there's a function where you can select a specific charity. I know that when it came to donations, I had a neighbor who gave us tons of clothes and tons of shoes because she was just moving to the other side of the neighborhood. So asking people, letting people know that you are a seller or reseller, that would be a good idea as well.
Yeah. Another thing is what I like to buy also is yard sale leftovers.
Yeah.
And my whole premise is this, is that the majority of stuff, okay, what sells at a yard sale? Stuff that's priced, which is a good value, right? So all the good stuff is actually gone, but what is still in there is stuff that they overpriced, right? So let's say I'm selling this Bitcoin bull at a yard sale and it's $1, right? It's going to sell immediately. But let's say I love my Bitcoin bull, so I put it at $30, right? Nobody's going to buy it at the yard sale for $30 because it's not a value to anybody else. It's just value. And then it will come in on those yard sale pickups. So I went to a yard sale one time and saw like, this guy had like 50 antique fishing reels, just the reels, like pen reels, old reels, right? 50 of them. And I looked at them and I'm looking them up and I'm like, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, but not good enough for me to buy. They were like 20 and 30 bucks a piece. Mm-hmm. Not good enough for me to buy to make money on, right? So then the luck is he called me up. I didn't know it was him. And he said he had a yard sale stuff. I said, listen, I don't pay much for yard sale stuff. I get, it's probably be like $100. He goes, I'll take $100 for everything. So he brought a whole truckload over, and in there were those 50 reels.
So came back around.
Yeah. So so now I own them for $1 a piece, and now I can make money off them. So, I don't mind yard sale stuff because they do the stuff that they have overpriced because everybody has a passion for something. I might price comic books too high. You might price. What do you like collecting?
I like DVDs, movies. I like
DVDs
movies.
Too high. You might charge $3 a piece, 4 for 10 at your yard sale. Where everybody else knows you can get them for 50 cents anywhere in the yard sale.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't sell, but then we get them in that load. So look out for yard sales.
Consignment. Have you ever sold anything under consignment before?
Yeah, I have. I've sold a lot of stuff under consignment. Probably the most expensive thing was I sold a tube guitar amp on consignment. So if anybody knows, like a guitar amp, if you turn it around, there's either electronics or tubes. Mm-hmm. So tubes are what the collectible ones are. They're typically older. They're typically a lot more valuable. So even like power stereo equipment, there's names in stereo equipment that none of us even know. I mean, there's a few names that I know, but there's so many out there that are high end. Like one time I went to an auction and I bought some stereo equipment, but I only bought it because it was big, right? So it was a nightclub that went out of business. The nightclub had been around 20 or 30 years. And it was upstate New York in the wintertime. They had a little torch heater, no heat in the building. It was freezing. So I got my winter jacket on. They went to sell the booth and I won the bid for $200 for the amps, right? But there's like 20 amps. And I get to choose which ones I want for $20. So I went in there and I just picked the biggest ones, the biggest ones. And I pulled them out, and man, these suckers were heavy, right? I took them back to my store, and I'm looking at one of them in the back. There's got tubes in it. I'm like, oh, I knew the tube rule, so it's got to be valuable. And the name brand was Macintosh. Now, the only Macintosh I know is Macintosh computers and
Yeah,
Macintosh
Apple,
apples, right?
Yeah.
So I look it up on eBay, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like $4,000 on eBay for this amp. So I test it, it works good. I list it on eBay, boom, I sell it for $4,000 in a week. So I package the hell out of it. This is a very strange story. So I package the hell out of it, and I ship it, and I insure it. So because it was so heavy, it must be the UPS guy dropped it, because it got returned and the whole front was like, so the metal plate on the front was curved on the bottom, right? Because he must have dropped it on that corner because it was so heavy. So I put an insurance claim in, and they paid me the $4,000.
Nice.
UPS did.
On top of having a bag.
I still have the amp. I relisted the amp and sold it for $2,800. That way it was busted like that. And so, I mean, you know, it was,
That's a cool story.
yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, so I ended up getting $6,800 off a $200 investment.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't even know what it was, but I'll never forget that name Macintosh. You ever see Macintosh in any stereo equipment? It's thousands of dollars, and you really should learn all the other names. And I don't even know all the other names. I mean, I know old school techniques. Is it techniques? I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know, you got,
Tomato.
yeah. So look for tubes. Look for tubes at anything. Tubes are very valuable. People collect just the tubes.
I
So,
left the comment.
uh-oh.
Judy D says, I got my EIN and applied for my seller permit and my Amazon seller account ready. What do you think I should do now? Sole proprietorship business. You should buy inventory.
Yeah, I would. Okay,
Yeah,
so if you're doing Amazon, I'm assuming you're doing eBay. So Amazon, the first thing I would do would be retail arbitrage. I'm gonna be a little concerned about what you're gated in. So you know, also have an eBay store. I would go to, you know, do a thrift store run. Like map out where your thrift stores is, so you can have the best route. I don't know what area you're in, but if you can map that out and then hit them, I would hit them probably. I mean, depending on where you are, like down here in Florida, you can hit them every day. There's new merchandise every day. Up where I'm from in upstate New York, you know, I hit them like once a week, but I make that run and I'd end up with hundreds and hundreds of items that I could sell. Now you can go into one thrift store and like get nothing, but then you can go in another one and end up, you know, it's just opportunists, right? It's an opportunity when you walk in there. You just never know when they're putting something out, never know when you can find that bargain. So if they're a high volume thrift store, you know, there's a gentleman at the Goodwill next to my house that I've done a lot of videos on. He's there all day. That's his full-time job. He just walks, and then when they bring out the carts, he goes to the carts. Yeah. That's his full-time job, is sitting there all day long.
Arbitrage.
Yeah, because you know, I live in the area I live in is very nice, and they get a lot of good donations, and you know, so he just waits for those donations to come in. You know, and then he scans all the books, DVDs.
I would definitely recommend number one, if you are going to sell on Amazon, take one day or two, spend it in one. Go to the department store. Everything's there, right? In all categories. So you have your seller app, and go in through the entire store and scan everything, whether you decide to buy it or not. This way, it allows you to see which areas you're ungated on and which ones that you're gated on. Those that you're ungated on, now you can start focusing. Okay, now I don't have to look at the electronics store, the electronics section, because I know that I'm gated there. But maybe the kids department, maybe toys, you're ungated, and you can go ahead and just focus on toys. And then now you start mapping out your route and just hitting those departments within those stores.
Yeah, so look at this here.
I like what Paul said in regards to the insurance policy. You do need insurance to sell on Amazon. Yes, that is very true.
They started last week?
Yeah.
What kind of, like a liability insurance?
Yes.
I would think it would have to be liability insurance.
Yes.
Wow, that's new. That's going to rock the whole system, isn't it?
They announced it about almost a year ago, something like that. They were going to do that and let everybody know, hey, get prepared, because this is what we are going to do. Because Amazon kept on getting lawsuits after lawsuits. They wanted us to have coverage.
Yeah, so Judy, so getting ungated in Amazon is a very slow process. It takes a while. The longer you have an account, the more apt they are to ungate you in products. They're going to ask you to get receipts and invoices and stuff like that. So as you're getting ungated in Amazon, I would start your eBay business. And you know, you say here wholesale. I mean, and okay, let me give you my premise on wholesale. Do not go into wholesale. Esteban owns the world's largest liquidation store. Paul owns a chain of 50 stores. These guys are going to be able to go somewhere and negotiate contracts. Paul definitely, Esteban maybe. You as an Amazon home seller, no. They don't get, you know, what are you going to order? A case, 2 cases, 10 cases a week? No. Paul's ordering hundreds of truckloads from them, all right? Paul's going to get the contract. You're never going to be able to buy like the big guys. You're never going to be able to buy like the big guys.
Yeah.
Except my premise is if you know somebody that makes, manufactures, or distributes a product that you can get a competitive advantage on. I mentioned it before. My buddy is the lab tech. My partner here at Resale America is a lab tech, not lab tech. He's the head of the lab at a major manufacturing plant. So I went in there, he went in there to get me the contract, and I got the same discount that Walmart got. So now I have a competitive advantage. I private labeled the product and put it on Amazon. So now you have a competitive advantage. Say your neighbor works at a chip factory. They make potato chips. Now you got a competitive advantage. Up in New York, I had a buddy of mine who owned a tape manufacturing company. Competitive advantage. My wife works for a car dealership. Competitive advantage somewhere in there, right? I've never really researched that, but my brother was a flooring guy. Right? And he negotiated with his distributor to buy thermostats, right? So up in New York, oh, this is a wall, but you guys can't see the wall. So up in New York, they have in-floor heating. So there was this one kind of thermostat that regulated the in-floor heating. So he put that on Amazon, and he was doing, get this, he was doing $300,000 to $400,000 a month in sales on Amazon with this thermostat. But it was a race to the bottom with some other seller. So what he was smart. He went to his distributor and said, I will buy $300,000 worth of this thermostat a month if you sell it to me at X price, which let's say it's $100. And so they agreed. They fronted him the money. He put it on Amazon. They gave him 30 days to pay off because he had terms on everything, right? And because he does flooring. And so he had 30 days to pay off that $300,000. He put them right on Amazon. He sold them, boom. And, then they kind of caught on to what he was doing. And then I think they decided to do it themselves. But he did great for about a year. He did have some supply chain issues. He did have issues with returns. You know, you get a lot of problems with that. So if you have a competitive advantage in wholesale, then by all means. But don't think that you're going to just walk into Louis Vuitton and they're going to say, oh yeah, we'll open a wholesale account for you. And it doesn't matter because you know how those accounts do it is like if you're willing to spend 10 grand a month with this account, they'll give you a 5% discount on wholesale. If you spend 50 grand, they'll give you a 10% discount. If you spend 100 grand, they'll give you a 20% discount. But if you spend $1 million, they'll give you a 30% discount. So whoever spends the $1 million is going to be the leader in them. They're allowed to sell it cheaper than anybody else. So unless you're going to be this high volume buyer, don't even bother doing it. I try not to be negative on this, but just find a competitive advantage in some sort of product. That would be my best advice.
Judy says, oh gosh, thank you for the advice about wholesale. I thought wholesale would help me with the invoice Amazon is asking for.
Well, it will if you're going to be ungated, if you're looking to get ungated in an item. Let's say you want to sell Bitcoin bulls and you find the distributor, you get an invoice, you can get ungated in Bitcoin bulls. That's fine. But that's so specific to a product. You really want to get ungated in categories. And I'm not sure exactly how hard it is now to get ungated in categories. My account, which is suspended right now, I'm thinking about hiring a lawyer again to get it back up to par, get it back up to snuff. But I already hired one lawyer. It didn't work. And I got suspended for reselling Amazon stuff that I bought from Amazon back on Amazon. And, it's a long story. But anyways, I was ungated in everything but DVDs. So I had a great account. And that's why I'm fighting to get that account back versus having to start over again. Because then you have to jump through all the hurdles. I was ungated in everything, which was incredible.
Amber Tinsley says, my crazy flip story is buying multiple boxes of new sealed DNA tests from one of your stores for $5 and selling them for $45 each, but then having to refund everyone's money because the tests were used. Oh,
Amber,
no.
she bought it from one of my stores. Uh-oh, Amber. The DNA tests were used. That's kind of crazy.
New sealed DNA test used. How is that possible?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I don't know, because the tests were used. Maybe they're outdated or something. That's kind of weird. Amber, I'm always looking to make people right. I think my customers and my employees are my number one asset. So, if there's ever a time that you have issues with anything we do, we're always willing to talk and try to work it out with you, even if I have to take a loss.
Paul says, it took me 3 months to get ungated on Marvel and Star Wars toys. And after that, Amazon and Walmart sell them for $1 more than I pay wholesale. Yeah,
that's their game. Think about it. Yeah, that's right, Paul, man. So they have that buying power. They negotiate the prices. They beat the hell out of the sellers in order to get them in those stores, in order so they can be the low price leader. And that's exactly what happens, man. That's why it's such a tough gig. That's why, that fits right into my narrative that do not buy wholesale. If you're going to get into the business, find a competitive advantage with somebody that somebody that makes, manufactures, or distributes a product that you can buy at cost, that you can buy under cost, that you can buy at the biggest discount possible. So 100%, Paul, I agree with you. Amber, I still feel bad about you. I don't know. I get it. I need to drive down to buy from Tom.
Resale America, Lakeland.
Yeah, don't ask Amber if you should buy from me. But no, I mean, we sell pallets down here, Paul, and we don't go through the pallets, or if we do process a pallet, we tell you. We do currently. We're going to have largest, mediums, and smalls. So all the different categories for Amazon. We do buy CVS. We're trying. We don't want to be in the pallet business, but because we're trying to lock up some contracts. We have no choice but to sell some of the pallets, and people are making money off them. People are making money off, and I'm constantly looking for new and better inventory that helps us, that helps the customers, that everybody can win on. So thanks, Paul. I would love it if you want to buy from us. All right, what do we got next?
All right, so do you have a cool flipping story in regards to flea markets? I know that you told one, but do you have another?
Flea market. So, I'm the kind of guy that...
How about tips?
Yeah, so I like, especially because I'm in the reselling business. Okay, so at the flea markets, there's different kinds of clientele, and you can normally tell by where they're located in the flea market. So most flea...
You mean sellers? Vendors?
Vendors, yeah. Vendors. So most the vendors that are there every week, the vendors that bring in, are normally locked into the inside booths, right? And then you have the people that are kind of transient. They set up every week and they're dealers, And then you have the outside, which is normally
the tarp sellers.
Yeah, they normally found an opportunity and are looking to capitalize off an opportunity. So when you're dealing with those kind of sellers, you know that you can go in there with better negotiation tricks and you can solve their problem. Like, you got to think, all right, say they rented it Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's over, Sunday's starting. Now they're thinking, well, what am I going to do with the rest? Am I going to have to come back next weekend? You come in there and solve a problem. Or even on the first, I've seen sellers come in on the first day, the morning, I'm looking at their stuff and it's great. I'm like, I want to buy everything. What would you take for everything? And they're like, you mean I don't have to sit here all day? I didn't want to fricking be out here in the heat anyway. So give me $2,000, you can have it all, and you do your math in your head and you add it up. And if it works, it works, So those are the kind of things that I like to do. I like to be the problem solver for sellers, but it's because I have a vast array of ways to get rid of stuff. We have eBay, we did have Amazon, we got the stores, we got the bid stores. So we have ways to get rid of stuff, but that's what I like at flea markets. Other than that, you got to think about, I always use the concept that some people don't know what things are worth. Even at a thrift store, there's one person in the back. Let's say I'm pricing stuff, right? And I'm pricing a baseball glove. I know sports, right? I know baseball gloves. I know baseball bats. I know tennis rackets. I know all that stuff. Okay. But then somebody brings me a ceramic doll. Yeah, I'm gonna slap $1.99 in that thing, $1.99, right? Because I don't know anything about it, but yet it might be, or a teddy bear, right? $1.99, and then it ends up being a Boyd's or whatever what was the old bear that's worth thousands of dollars?
Teddy Ruxpy, was it?
No, there was one like made in Germany. It had the tag, and anyways, if you guys know what bear I'm talking about, had the tag in its ear, I think, made in Germany, and they were very popular. I don't know anything about those bears, that kind of stuff. So remember, everybody has that problem. Everybody has that problem. So I'm good at sports. So when I go to a flea market, I like to find sporting goods. So for example, everybody will sell baseball gloves for $5, or $5, $6, or $7, right in that range, right? But you can negotiate them down to $5. And you look, and they got a bin of baseball gloves. So I pull the 40 gloves up. And I know this is a $50 glove. I know this is a $30, and I pull out the good gloves, negotiate a deal, and buy those because I know that product. And that can go for anything. If you know your products, you can find value anywhere in a flea market. Sneakers. You go up to a booth, right? Sneakers. Everything's $10. Everything is $10, right? And they got 1,000 pairs. They don't differentiate between the running sneakers that are $300. Probably 150 online, or the Jordans, they don't care, or the ones you'd buy at Walmart. They don't know the values of them. So you got to capitalize off people not knowing values of stuff so that you can buy stuff properly and make money on them. So that's what I love about old boom boxes. You find old boom box, you got old guys that've been doing flea markets forever. They just put the stuff out. They just, maybe they bought a bin somewhere. They just, there's like in Tampa, they sell bins of stuff at the Salvation Army auction. So you buy the whole bin for $40. So, they don't care if they get 50 cents for each item out of that bin. Even though something might be worth $100, they're just looking to make money. They're just looking to be able to buy another bin next week. Yeah. So capitalize off that if you're in the flipping business and, make money.
Yeah. I had a guy sell me a box of electronics. I had no idea what it was in there. It looked vintage, and he was like, here's a crate of electronics. I'll take $5 for it. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'll take $5 for this whole thing. And I was like, it's just $5. Here you go. Thanks. And then I go home. I sell each piece for $15. I made almost $100 off of that one transaction. That was pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Do you have a flea market story?
I wouldn't say flea market. I don't go to flea markets buy something just to flip. I like going for personal use, to buy household items and so forth, and also to look at prices where people are selling stuff at, to stay competitive when we do price stuff. I have yard sales and so forth. Like the value of what stuff goes for. I like looking around. I like keeping all eyes around. I think my weakness for buying and selling would be purses. If I was a sell purse, I don't know. I couldn't tell you couldn't tell the difference between a real and a fake. I mean, they all look the same. But I don't go there to reflip. I think the biggest flip, if I wasn't saying anything, they had the book called The Shack. It's a Christian-based book before they made the movie. Mm-hmm. And I used to find them at flea markets for like quarter, 50 cents. So I'd buy them all, and I would sell those on eBay for like $10, $15 when it was a hot commodity. But
all right, Paul said, I only have a pickup. Can I buy a pallet and unload the boxes to my truck? And anything available this week? So what do we have available this week? We have Amazon Smalls.
We have Home Depot.
We have Home Depot Turbo Smalls, books,
used
clothing pallets. We have a lot of Amazon, their returns pallets, but they're finding a lot of valuable stuff in these return pallets. It's kind of like box damage, bagged up stuff. 4-foot pallet we sell for $350. But I have mediums coming in, so I think that's going to be one of our biggest sellers. Is one pallet of mediums. The price is going to be anywhere between $300 and $400. Once I finalize my costs, I'll figure out what I'm selling those for. But they'll be here soon. So Facebook user said, "Come to Illinois. Let's open a bin store." Eric?
No, I was just going to implicate on the used clothing. Every day when I do the daily live videos for our store, Resale America, I talk about pallets, all the pallets we have available, and we talk about used clothing. I always say, advocate that don't get stuck on the word used, because people think like, oh, stained clothes, ripped clothes. It's just our store, we sell all brand new clothes. So when customers bring in used clothes, I mean, they're really nice, got a good name brand. So I just like to advocate that don't get stuck on that blanketed term used.
So that's what we do. So since we don't sell used clothing, when people bring them in, we give them some store credit on it, and we put it in a pallet, and we sell the pallet for $200.
Which is
So we do
a
have
great deal.
Yeah. So if you're a reseller, you can go through it, or we even have churches buy them and give away the clothing to their parishioners and things like that. So wait, what did he say? Open one up in Illinois? Yeah, come to Illinois. Let's open a bin store. I am contemplating going up north. I've had conversations with my little brother about opening a chain of bin stores up there. I don't think there's any in the Syracuse. Actually, somebody talked to us about Syracuse. Anyways, up in the North Country, there is a store called Real Deals up there, which is a $1 discount store where they put liquidation material in these stores for $1, and they ended up opening 13 stores. They did really well. I know the guy was really wealthy, and I think I could do that same concept with bin stores up there. And real estate's much cheaper up there than it is down here because upstate New York is not so good. Not so good.
Especially when you get out west, like Tennessee. Right. It's just
yes. Paul said Steiff bears. Yeah, Steiff is that German name, of bears. So anytime you find an older Steiff bear from I think probably the 30s, 20s and 30s and 40s, they're going to be worth some money. I once found a dry extractor machine in the trash and flipped it on eBay for $1,200. 100%. 100%.
Wow.
People, even parts and pieces are worth something.
Oh yeah.
What did somebody sell me one time? My buying manager, I had a buying manager that somebody brought in like a part to a meat slicer, just a part. And they're like, oh, we don't want that. And then I said, wait, let's look this up. And we look it up. It's like $600 on eBay, But the guy's like, just give me $10 for it. I'm like, here's $10. Here's $10.
Cherry Holmes says Paddington Bear.
Paddington Bear. Yeah, I don't think that one is as old, but I remember Paddington Bear. Alexander said, in my opinion, this is a good idea to make a membership so you would get loads for stores for cheaper prices. Yeah, that's kind of the direction that I'm heading. It's not certainly set up, but I would like some feedback from the community members. I mean, so let's say that a member paid $1,000 to be part of the buying group on an annual basis, and that gave them access to all the loads we had, and there'd be zero brokerage fees, and you can get them, at cost. That would, and the $1,000 would pay, the employees to run the program and be able to set up shipping and everything like that. But it would be direct, and or somebody else can set this up. I don't care who sets this up. It doesn't have to be me. It'd be more work on my plate. It's something I certainly can do, but I don't really care if it is me. But I think that would be the best way, because then you could get advice, for free information. We can negotiate with the contract holders even lower prices to bring to this group and have some real legitimate. I mean,
is having a VA possible for something like that?
They certainly could help. Yeah, we could use a VA to help. But I mean, you're literally going to pay $1,000 commission on one broker's load. I mean, one load. Hopefully, you only pay $1,000. Remember that one load they were charging $6,000. So find out. You have to find out where the load is coming from to get your cheapest price. The problem is you're going to hit a roadblock somewhere where they're not going to want to deal with you, right? Because they only want to deal with bigger buyers. So that's the whole problem in this business and in this industry. David. Good morning. Good morning, David.
He says, most recent flip. Going to the Springs, saw a garage sale sign, pulled in, bought a battery charger that retails for $139 on AutoZone. Bought it for $5, but in front of my new Victor Liquidator store, sold it for $75 within 24 hours. Crushing it.
Crushing it. There you go, David. That's the way to do it, man. That's what this business is all about. You're bringing value. The person that bought it from you for $75, you brought value to them, right? Mm-hmm. They have the option. They understand that they have money and they have a need, right? And they're willing to exchange money for their need. So in your case, they're willing to pay the $75. Some people give us a hard time. Some people, if you watch, not Pawn Stars, but American Pickers, yeah. They got a hard time about the money they were making off people on their show. So if you go to the early shows, they would buy something worth $300 for $100. Yeah. They would always triple their money, which is my philosophy. I want to triple my money. I need to triple my money to pay everybody to keep this game going. But you could tell people complained to the show. People, thought even my wife was like, I can't stand that Mike, because he rips people off. Like, no, we got a willing seller and a willing buyer, right? That's Rhonda. She's a cheap bitch. It's a fair transaction. When I go put $1,000 on black and roulette and I lose it, nobody comes up and says that was unfair, right? No, life is unfair. If you have two willing people and it's a transaction, somebody makes money on it, that's good. But now if you look at the show, American Pickers, they're like, say it's $1,000 item, they're offering like $850. I'm like, there's no money in that, but they're just trying to look good for the TV show. And let's say they value something at $1,000 and they pay $850 for it, and then they go sell it for $3,000. They end up calling the people back and like, hey, we're going to give you another $1,000 for this because we feel bad. They're only doing it for the show. Wow. True pickers wouldn't do that. True pickers know what the game is all about. I get the nice stuff, and I get it. I'm not that douchey, but we need to make money in order to keep all this going. What do we got? Damien, my man. Nothing better than starting your morning with some liquidation motivation. There you go. Damien is rocking it out there. 25 years old. Man, when he gets to be my age, he's going to be a multi-millionaire. I know it. These guys are hustlers.
He's so energetic too.
He is, man. He's a good guy. So him and Colton are doing a lot of great work there. Damien, what's your guys' YouTube channel? They do a step-by-step video about how to open Nice Finds. It's a YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Nice Finds. Go out there and check out Nice Finds. Like and subscribe to his channel. Nice Find?
Yeah, Nice Find.
Nice Find.
I follow you guys.
There you go, Damien. There you go, my man. All right, David, how about the chain in Colorado Mountain Deal Days with the hub in Victor, Colorado? 1 hour to Colorado Springs, 2 hours to Denver. Yeah. I'm finding that bin stores are working anywhere you go, small town, big town. People ask about what's the idea square footage. I mean, some people have 1,000 square feet. Some people have 30,000 square feet. I talked to a person yesterday that was doing $120,000 a month in sales in a bin store. A month. I'm like, whoa, that's killing it. They were doing $10,000, $20,000 days sometimes. So, I mean, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about thinking about what the right mix is, right? We're all new to this. Bin stores have some bin stores have been around 7-8 years, but most have only been around a couple years. And, what the right product mix, what the right pricing strategy, what the right square footage.
To drive customers in.
Yeah, what is right for all of it. And we're still trying to actually, get to.
Wouldn't you say it's trial and error for a new store, because they're just trying to find out what their demographic is and who's actually coming from afar or local?
Yeah. So I'm looking to do one in my hometown right now. So I looked at square footage and I found a 12,000 square foot building. Listen to this: 12,000 square foot. They're renting for $1,800 a month. I'm like, that is stupid cheap, right? But there's real estate like that out there. So I don't see how that bin store isn't successful. Because remember, you're not looking for location. You're just looking for decent parking, and you're looking for space. And as long as you got HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, you're going to be in good shape. Do you guys use any software to do your search?
In regards to, yes, you're going to use your Amazon seller app on your phone, and you're going to scan everything that way. I'm sure that she's referring to selling on Amazon. And if you're also planning to sell on eBay, use the eBay and just click on solds, and you'll be able to see as well. When you click on using eBay, you can even scan barcodes as well. So I'd recommend the eBay app and the Amazon seller app.
I'd also recommend a repricing app on Amazon.
You mean like they have one, you're saying? Or?
Yeah, I'd get some reprice. This is my thought. So in this business, you want to work on volume, not value, right? Volume, not value. Okay. So when you even you bought this Bitcoin bull at Walmart for $10, on eBay Amazon it sells for $50. So you list it. You want to be the lowest seller, so you list it for $39.99, right? Then somebody goes to 38. And somebody else goes to 37, 36, you're still at $39.99, and you won't sell your Bitcoin bull. if a repricing a software will put you at the lowest price at all times.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, the problem is that sometimes you get a race to the bottom. Like even though you paid $10, somebody might have got it for $1. So they're willing to sell it for $10, which puts you at a loss. So just be careful. But I sell a lot more with that repricing software on there, and you move volume. So
I thought you were referring to when you're going out sourcing a price finder.
No.
And another good one would be Sell Hound. That would be another cool app to use.
Just put 2 on there.
Say that again.
Just put 2 that you signed up for.
Oh, okay, cool.
I sign up for Tactical Arbitrage and Keepa.
Okay, I've never heard of those, but try using the apps. The apps that you're going to be using, or the platforms that you're going to use to sell, use those, because now you know how much are people expecting to buy on those specific platforms as well.
Yeah, I've used Keepa a lot, but that's more. I used it more whenever I was, researching my private label products. Because they'll tell you all the statistics on other products, who you're competing against, and what it would take to be into that market. I mean, I think you'll find your most value just right out of the seller app. I mean, Amazon is so advanced now. You scan something, you can see your profit, compare it to what your purchase price is, and and then just run with it. Just run with it. You're gonna have the race to the bottom on some products, but not everything. And just work on the volume. Just have more coming in every week than you have going out, and and build the business, build thousands of items, keep the repricing going, and you remember you're gonna have fluctuations during the summertime. Everything dips. Fourth quarter, everything gets great. Okay. So look at that. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. Thanks everybody who's been watching. I got Paul and Esteban here today. Liquidation Motivations, our YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't, only 54% of people subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that's how Stanley gets paid. So please, Stanley's upset back there. He needs to make more money. Please like and subscribe our channel. Hit the thumbs up button for us. We got Resale America in the Lakeland Square Mall, world's largest liquidation store. Then we got Deal Days in Port Richey at Jasmine Plaza. Go down there and see Jen. Deal Days in Winter Haven, 2820 Wrecker Highway. I'm losing my thought here.
Sorry.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks. So thanks for watching today. We appreciate everybody. Now go out there and make some money. Are you okay? What is she doing?